there, sourweasel here with another blue-white draft. I've been just hard forcing blue-white recently. I'm really sick of playing the black X mirrors. So right out the gate, we're starting with the Bard, the Bowman, into a Patient Instructor, into a Lakeshore Apothecary. I think the Lakeshore first pick is almost even good enough. Like the so this draft, I get multiples of the Mountain King's return, which lets me here I take the removal over the Long Leg Nuisance, just because that two drop removal is so good. And Patient Instructor is much better than Long Leg Nuisance, and we already have 3. So here I get a late Mountain King's return, which I'm really happy to pick up with the Mirkwood Nurturer. So like I was saying, the Mountain King's return combos with Mirkwood Nurturer, it's probably the best combo in the format at this point. Like, yeah, obviously there's the Crude Bentblade Mirkwood Nurturer combo. Here I just take the good removal over the Lakeshore Apothecary, because hopefully that will wheel. Not much in this pack. I probably should have picked a little slower, but I was so tilted from just getting blown out in a bunch of black green and black red games. I feel like I can only like 3-3 them or 4-3 them at like the max, because there's so much variance. If you go first in the mirror, it's just like, I don't know, 60-40 it feels like that you're gonna win that game. And I just prefer being a control pilot too. But anyway, back the Mirkwood Nurturer Mountain King's return combo is extremely good. You get to discard the Mirkwood Nurturer, then bounce the Mountain King's return, and just you permanently have a 4/3 that can come in and attack or block. And the other kind of philosophy behind this draft is I don't want to take any of the 3 or 4 recruiters, like the Bird or the Garrison. I mean, I picked up a few Garrisons late picks, but the Patient Instructor is just so much better. It also can come back off of the Mountain King's return, but regardless, it's still better because you get the same board presence, like a Thing and a 1/1. Which helps slow down the aggro decks, because we're not in a massively mid-ranged or big game format, so it's so much better to just have a 2/2 vigilance and a 1/1 than like a star 5 and a 1/1 for 2 more mana. It's like basically the same board presence, because it's probably going to get removed anyway, and mid-game it's probably going to the 5 toughness is like relevant into the aggro decks, but it's like not gonna it's gonna come down on turn 5 and you're dead already. And kind of almost the same thing with the Bird. It'll come down on turn 4 and you're dead already. The other important thing about this deck is we got 2/6 2-drop payoffs, which is pretty much where you want to be. That's like 6 2-drops is kind of the minimum. You probably want to be 7 or 8 in this format, but we got like 6 perfect ones, and importantly, getting duplicates of Master's Councillor is adds like a second game plan. Master's Councillor as a one-of feels kind of bad. Like, you'll still probably play it unless you have like 5 or 6 Lakeshore Apothecaries already. But once you get to 2-ofs, and this deck has 3, it makes the mill game plan that much more consistent, because it really has to come down on turn 2, and then maybe like between turn 3 to 5 you get the second one into play, and then you actually have a shot of milling them. But if it's not there in the early game, it's like you don't really have a shot of getting there with aggro unless you're able to really stall the board. But if you do that, you've stalled the board with Lakeshore Apothecary, so you may as well just win off of damage. So here I got 4 Mountain King's returns, which is insane. Like, this is basically a standard deck. I was actually testing this as a standard deck, and I was just getting blown out. So it's not that good, but it's extremely good in limited. And I think I end up playing the 2 Eagles Rescue. I just need a way to get over the top, and Eagles Rescue is significantly better than like the 4-drop flyer that gets +1, the Raven when you draw, and it's much better than the top end Eagle, just because those cards don't draw you cards. And this card actually you can pitch to a recruit trigger, so this card is a 1/1 and still gets to come back if you need to. And also you and this is like an optimization mistake that I would make when I was like playing this deck, like jamming blue white, or started jamming blue white, was like I had Eagles Rescue like the Garrison, which doesn't have vigilance, or Eagles Rescue something else without vigilance, and like the Mirkwood Nurturer or something. Although in this deck that would probably be pretty good because it'll eat a removal spell. And still get you some value, but the putting it on Lakeshore Apothecary is like the default plan, because you just have this growing fly-in threat that is extremely hard to deal with for like red-white specifically. Black can still obviously deal with it, so but like you also just want to like not run it out immediately too. Like Eagles Rescue should be like the last card you cast in the game. So holding it up in your hand sometimes instead of discarding it is pretty good too, and it just gives you that last like out of nowhere 8 points of damage to close the game out. So I'm still thinking here if this is what I want to run. I think I cut one of the Patient Instructors. And I end up on 3 Mountain King's Returns and 2 Mirkwood Nurturers. What did I cut here? Oh, yeah. So I end up cutting the Garrison, because like I said, the Garrison is it's not as good as Patient Instructor. Like I'd always rather play one more Patient Instructor, because the format's so aggro. Like if you know you weren't dead on turn 4 in a lot of in like all the black matchups, like maybe the extra bulk of that card would matter, but and Patient Instructor having vigilance makes it a much better Eagles Rescue target. So you can still swing in. Like even if you pump the big guy with Eagles Rescue, you're not gonna, in like a lot of board states, you're not gonna be able to swing with it. So I'm just organizing based on like what's pitchable to recruit and then what's removal. And I feel like, and I didn't get a plunder to Troll Shaws here, I don't think. Oh, so I end up on one Eagles Rescue. Okay. So game 1. So obviously this is a mill plan game. We opened with 2 Masters Councillors. And what's really nice about this deck is 2 landers are totally keepable, especially on the draw. Because once we hit 3 mana, our entire deck is castable, pretty much. But here I'm going to open on the Master's Councillor just to like test them for removal, and if it sticks, then getting the other one into play is pretty much game if they are not if they don't interact with them quick enough. And we also have the 3rd one in the deck as just like a backup plan. If we get kind of far progressed down the mill route and then they remove 1 or 2, we can recruit to try to find the 3rd one to close the game out. But yeah, so they don't have a 2-drop, which is not good in this format. And then I think they play the 1/1 Goblin here. I forget what they have. And here I'm like not stressing at all, because like the down to Goblin Town. Oh, they play the B. The down to Goblin Town doesn't blow us out, because they can take one of the Mountain King's Returns, but we really only need 1. And so I was planning to discard the Master's Councillor here, but we draw a Bard the Bowman, so it's better to just get the 3-drop down and maximize the equity that we get off of the Mountain King's Return, because we can always follow up on turn 4 with just the 2 drops. Or the removal spell if they play some crazy bomb this turn, but they don't. So they are putting no pressure on us. I mean, it's turn 4 and our life total is 18, so we're sitting pretty this game. So the plan here is, since we're really not under pressure, we don't have to draw this turn and get in. And we don't actually want to attack into their board state with the fearsome Goblin pair there. So we'll just set up for a bigger turn 6 with a Patient Instructor coming down. We're also gonna lose the first Mountain King's Return, so we could Mountain King's Return here and just discard the Patient Instructor, so we get 2 turns of Recruit. They play a second Fearsome Goblin pair and a Abandoned Golem. Poor Golem. So abandoned. Here, I'm not sure where to put the 1/1. I just end up putting it on the Councillors just to put him out of bolt range. Oh, I put it on the Bowman to put him out of bolt range. We're gonna get the draw trigger anyway for the Bard, so... I debate, celebrate the Mountain Kinging the Golem, but we're at a pretty healthy life total, so getting that, aggressive doesn't make sense if they've got like a random Smog or the 5/5 Dragon or something. We're really happy with this board state at this point. We're fully stabilized. They're putting 0 pressure on us, and we can just execute the mill plan. They also dump their whole hand, so we're like not scared at all of removal here. It's so demoralizing to see removal go into the bin too. And we discarded the Mirkwood Nurturer there because we have the Mountain King's Return in hand, so we can just go ahead and run out the Mountain King's Return and discard anything and then get the Mirkwood back. I'm so happy to see the removal spell. So he draws the removal, but I'm so happy to see it used not on one of the Master's Councillors, so we can just keep our mill plan going. So he's at 19 in the library, which is, what, like 3 turns? 4 turns? 3 turns. Yeah, 3 turns. So we go ahead and Mountain King's Return with the idea of getting the Nurturer back next turn and just pitch one of the Patient Instructors. We don't need that card anymore. We've got more than enough Recruit happening now with the Mirkwood bouncing the Mountain King's Return. So they're down to 12 cards, so 2 turns. They draw land, so the game's pretty over for them. We also, if they have a removal spell here, can just get back the Master's Councillor. I don't think it's not ever right to like get the Bard here because we're not trying to get in for damage and raise. I replay the Mountain King's Return here because the game's over in 2 turns anyway, and it gives us more consistency against removal on one of the Master's Councillors. So if he does end up drawing a removal spell and pointing it there, we can just reanimate it again. And he should have been sacking the Goblin pairs or coming in with Golem, actually, just to like speed up the... I would just block with the 1/1 so it doesn't die, but he should have been at least trying to get Golem into the yard so he can sack the Fearsome Goblin pairs to it and like try to get something going, but he kind of just rolls over. I would be tilted playing against this deck, though, to be fair. I'd be pretty tilted. And we win on mill. Pretty fun. So I've been getting like just devastated playing like mono black sometimes, and like it's crazy the kind of drafts you can get against bots. Like the bots just like don't care sometimes, like last pick crude Bentblade and stuff, and still I hate playing the black decks. They're just so it just feels so variant. Like if you don't open the exact 2-drop into Bentblade like on the play, you're just like hosed. But anyway, this is like the exact hand we want to see. 3 lands, Lakeshore into Mountain King's Return plus Mirkwood. So at this point, I'm like, oh man, I'm super stressed because I'm like, man, if I lose this game, I'm gonna be really mad. But like, as I found, the red-white matchup is really easy for this strategy because they don't put that much pressure and they don't have a ton of removal. Usually, it's usually more creature based, so we're able to wall them pretty effectively a lot of the time. They also don't have as much menace, so like 2 Tramplers is a little scary, but like they don't have as much menace to make our life complicated. I don't want to attack there because I don't want to trade the Lakeshore, because in like a turn or two it's going to be out of range and be a material blocker. And we've already got our Mirkwood combo online, so we're going to get the Mirkwood back as a blocker. And here I'm like, do I trade? Probably not. And then I also have like the decision, okay, do I play the tap land Patient Instructor next turn, or do I play 2 Lakeshores? And with this board state, I mean, they're putting a ton of pressure on us. So I kind of debate, but then I realize, oh wait, I'm gonna have a 4/3 in play that can wall all of these creatures. So, yeah, we'll just get the 2 Lakeshores out and start building a wall. And I come in with the 2/3. I should go in with the 2/3 here. Oh, I decided not to? Oh, interesting. Oh, he had 2 mana up, so I wanted to play around the that +2/+2 dwarf card. So Patient Instructor's drawn. We already have 1 in hand. Here, I think this is a bit of a misplay. I probably should have just played the Patient Instructor and attacked with the Mirkwood. I think my idea here was like, I'm gonna be holding the Mirkwood back as a blocker, and I've got multiples of Mountain King's Return, so I may as well just try to like maximally increase board pressure, but I still think that was a misplay, and I should just run out the Patient Instructor. Also, I tapped down 2 white to play the Mountain King's Return. I should have like tapped such that I left one white up, so I could have played an untap land there and kept Magnificent End up. It doesn't matter here actually because of the hexproof or the ward ward 1, but that would have been a much better play to just leave, be able to cast a spell that turn in case he alpha strikes. I can block out the Thorin and kill it, and then I could like remove something after. But yeah, so this board state's pretty, I mean, favorable to us. We've got the Bard down too, so we can start racing if he tries to get in. But I'm still pretty stressed because they can add like 5 to 6 power out of nowhere just with the spells. And here they have Bifur, the Melodic Rider. And I make a misplay here. I don't Magnificent End the Bifur because I forgot that it gets the +1 triggers on attack as well. I'm also really regretting playing the Mountain King here because I could be coming in with the Mirkwood Nurturer. But at this point I can't because he's got a 6 toughness stuff. So I decided to discard the Magnificent End here instead of the land, which I probably should have just removed the Bifur instead of coming in here. I figured I'm just in a racing position at this point, and that was the most efficient way to use mana. But if I had just removed their threat, there's like not anything that they could really do on this board. And then this, they have a double removal spell turn, which is really strong from them. I think that was good for them to hold up. But yeah, so that was I think a pretty big misplay. I think psychologically the ward was just preventing me from doing that play. I am happy here. I did get one trigger or one swing in off of the Bard. But at this point, I'm like, oh man, I threw the game. Like, oh, okay, like, because all he has to do to play, and arguably he threw the game too by not putting the 1/1 counter on the Biffer. I don't know if maybe it says other creatures or another creature, so you can't put it on himself. But I don't think that's the case. I think he can put it anywhere. But here he throws back at me. So I don't think he should have swung like this, because I just chump block with 2 1/1s. Like, I think he's thinking the first strike's gonna get through my my taller guys, but I have so many 1/1s I can chump with, and then I'm able to just trade off to kill his first strike, and he won't be able to get like another like good attack through. Because I'll have Mirkwood Nurturer as a blocker into either one of these, plus a Patient Instructor, plus a token, maybe. But yeah. And also, arguably, he should have pumped his Tramplers. That would have been much better. Like, if he had double pumped the Dory or something, that could have been a lot stronger, and then first striked it. But fortunately, I put myself out of range for any kind of gimmicky things. So he goes into the tank a little bit because he's realized, oh, okay, this was a misplay. I'm also thinking, oh, okay, wow, I have a swing back now, and this is an important reason. Patient Instructor is better than the other 2 recruiters. The Vigilance lets it stay back as a blocker, so you can get these like nice little trade backs. I forget what I draw here. I also have Eagle's Rescue coming out of the yard too, so that's another 3 points there. Still going in the tank, thinking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a throw. But I mean, I threw the game by not just shooting the actual threat. Hey, he's thinking. Yeah, so in my head, I'm like, okay, what am I swinging in with? Because it's probably going to be both Lake Shores. I just want to put enough into him that it presents lethal so he can't double block. And what's nice is the Patient Instructors line up into... The 2 power lines up into most of his board as well, since they're 2 toughness. Most of his blockers, I should say. I'm not sure how else he should have attacked here, but I think if he had pumped the Tramplers, it would have been a lot harder. So I end up just drawing a land, which is a little unfortunate, but we've got the Eagle's Rescue, and then that's 8, 11, 16. So it's more than enough to threaten lethal, so he's gonna have to chump block here instead of double block on the Apothecaries. He's still thinking. I think he's pretty tilted from that attack. I wonder what else was in his deck. Like if he had the more ETB dwarves, and he could have just like left everyone back. So he ends up conceding. So game two in the books. Here I'm like super stoked. I'm like, oh man, wow, this deck is so sweet. And I'm finally not getting 1-3'd or 0-3'd. Here's another pretty reasonable deck, and the opponent's going first, which is crazy to say. I'm actually pretty happy when I'm going second because I get to see that extra card, and so that which lets me keep 2 landers like this. And I'm also really happy to see white across the table because I feel like the matchup lines up pretty well. And we do draw the 3rd land, so we're set. We also drew into the Mirkwood Nurturer, so we've got the combo online on turn 3. And he doesn't attack here, which I was surprised by. I guess he doesn't want to trade, which maybe is reasonable. But I think, you know, when you see the Master's Councillor opener, it's pretty clear that they're going for the mill plan. So you want to trade off. You would really prefer to trade off. I think we win this game off of mill, and we open with 2 Master's Councillors as well. So we're solidly on the mill plan. Mirkwood's bouncing the Mountain King's Return, and then I've got Master's Councillor plus Stone by Silence follow-up, with the idea here that like Stone by Silence will blank a removal spell, but there's not much that they can actually do to remove these before turn 5, since they're not going to be buffed to +4 power, so the Stone by Silence can't get them, and the what is it, Magnificent Fall or something? The one that costs 5 but costs 2 if it's tapped. So that's like, so the mirror for this deck's really like strong, because all of our threats, they can't like shoot in the early game because they're all vigilance. So I've got 2 Mountain King's Return, so I optionally could run out a single Mountain King's Return. I'd be really happy with the block here, but I think he elects not to block. He really wants to hang on to the blacksmith. So I just run out the first one. It's going to get us a little bit more value than just playing the Patient Instructor, and since we've got the second one in hand, we're not too worried about Mirkwood getting removed like next turn. And it also lets us draw for the land and hold up Stone by Sunlight again. Because here I want to constantly keep 2 mana up so I can keep protecting the Master's Councillors. Master's Councillors plural. And then so their out here would be like Enchanted River's Grasp. That would be like one way they can kind of play through us. But Mirkwood Nurturer can bounce the creature back to our hand, which is another reason this is so good in the mirror. Like the Enchanted River's Grasp is probably the best blue removal, because the other, I don't really like the Uneasy Partings. It's like maybe fine as a one of, but it's much worse than the white removal. But yeah, so Mirkwood can blank that. What the mirror likes to do as well is Enchanted River's Grasp your Eagle's Rescue target, and then you can't get the Eagle's Rescue back, so you can Mirkwood to bounce the creature and get the Eagle's Rescue back into the yard. And there I debated just taking the 4 when the blacksmith swung in, but I figure I'm solidly on a mill plan. I don't want to randomly lose to some Alpha Strike, so we'll just chump with a 1/1. He also doesn't have like menace or like stuff that I really care about late game, and we're not really planning on getting in for damage, so having a slightly wider board state is not, or losing our slightly wider board state is not the end of the world. We fortunately picked up a one of Moment of Glory. I think Moment of Glory is a really slept on pick. Like, this card's really good. As a one of, even as a 2 of sometimes, depending on like how deep you are into the recruit mechanic, it's really, really strong. So here we're just going to keep chumping instead of trying to grow our board wider. We do have the Moment of Glory in the bin in case we like have to pivot, but I feel really secure here because we're able to hold up the Stone by Sunlight every turn as well. I just put it on the Nurturer to make the Nurturer a more attractive removal target. And I think here he uses removal on it, which I'm so happy about. I'm so happy. Notably, I'm not milling myself to get the Master's Councillors over the line to like 5/3s, and it's specifically because I want to play around the Stone by Sunlight in the mirror. And there he has Confusticate and Be Bother or the second Mountain King's return, but we're still able to trigger the draw on our turn, so he goes ahead and scoops. I forgot what his library was at. I think it was at like 9. So yeah, he was definitely dead the next turn. All right, game 4 is this? Game 4. So yeah, this is a pretty reasonable hand. It's not great because we don't have the 2-drop, but at least we have 3 lands. So we're gonna be able to get the Mountain King's return online consistently, and I'm really happy to see blue again. I think the blue mirror is really is pretty easy with this deck. So I'm unhappy about not having a 2-drop here. We drew into another land, but yeah, such is life. So he's got 2 Bilbos. Also, like, overall, I'm happy to see 2 Bilbos because it just indicates that the card quality of his deck's pretty low. I don't think Bilbo's a good card. Like, you only play Bilbo if you don't have Patient Instructors. Patient Instructor is just a much better card. It's better in the mirror. It's better against the black decks, just because it helps with menace. And 2 toughness is much more relevant than 1 toughness, even with the 2 power, because it just gets around like the red sweeper, stuff like that. And here I see the Master's Councillor in the yard, and I really don't want him to get a mill win condition online, especially with 2 Bilbos behind this. So I like to just run out the Celebrate the Mountain King on his Mountain King's return, so that he can't be the first one to get a mill win condition on board. And so we're definitely on a damage plan here. I think this is the play that won the game. I don't remember if he had a second Master's Councillor follow-up, but it's we really don't want him to be able to have that as a win condition. And I draw the the Mirkwood Nurturer turn too late, so I'm a little sad about that, but I suppose it's fine. I'm pretty happy with our board state at this point. We've got 5 total creatures, plus the Bard. Arguably, I should have Mirkwood Nurtured the Bard here. I just elect to discard the Master's Councillors because we're not going to be on a mill plan. This board state's so favorable to us that we're definitely going to try to win off of damage. And he follows with a reasonable line, Lakeshore into Bilbo. But see, if this Bilbo was a Patient Instructor, it'd be so much better. Like having 3 creatures is so much better than 2 creatures. We're able to follow with the Patient Instructor. Obviously, I discard the Mirkwood there because we have the Mountain King's return. And I elect to hold the Mountain King's return up so that we'll have a Recruit trigger next turn, since we already got it this turn. Oh, I don't. Okay, I just jam it. Oh, that's right, because Patient Instructor will bounce it, and we have enough mana to cast it next turn anyway, if we really need to. And here we're in such dominant position, it doesn't really look like we need to like play a longer game, so just running out all our resources probably makes sense. It also is helping us draw into more removal, and I think like 1 piece of removal will help us win the game here. I should say 1 piece of removal would close the game out here, because we just gotta, if we shoot the Lakeshore Apothecary, there's not really anything he can do to our board. So we do draw a removal. We're gonna bounce the Mountain King. This combo is so sweet. It's so insane. It feels like a standard deck. I mean, standard decks I haven't played standard that much, so and I actually tried to play this in like just to sleeve it up and play it in the 60 card format, and I got wrecked. Like, standard decks are so pushed now. But yeah, like this combo is so sweet. And fortunately, he couldn't have plundered there to get around the removal spell. That's something to like keep in mind. Is like if they have 6 mana up, they can double plunder to get Lakeshores over the 5, like get it to 6 toughness sometimes. But yeah, it was at 4 toughness, so there is no way to play around. There's no way for him to get around the removal spell there. Mirkwood's still alive, so we don't want to play the Mountain King's Return here. Especially because I think we've got 1 in the bin already. And then here I make a big error. I don't swing with the 1/1s. If I swing with the 1/1s, it's just game over. Like he's dead on board. And also, like, I didn't swing with the 1/1s because I'm looking at his board and I see two power things, and in my head I'm like, okay, I don't want to like just trade those off and him go to 2. In case I draw like Moment of Glory or something like that. But yeah, all of his stuff is one toughness, which I didn't think about. Another reason Bilbo's terrible, because you can't wall 1/1 tokens with Bilbo. Like Bilbo's, I think, a really, really bad card. I'm never like happy to play it over a Patient Instructor. Like it's more playable than like a lot of the other blue cards, but yeah, it's significantly worse than Patient Instructor in the 3 slot. I guess this wouldn't have been lethal had he spread the blocks out, but he elects to triple block the Mirkwood Nurturer, and I'm like, sure, please do that. That's also kind of why this combo is good, is because people aren't familiar with it because they're too used to playing black decks, and yeah, I think this is so much better than the whatchamacallit, the crude bent blade version of this combo, because it really only costs 3 to do. That's the insane part about it. It really only costs. It doesn't cost 6. It's like you get 3 of the mana for free. So you're just playing a 5/3 recruit every other turn, pretty much, like for 3 mana, and really drawing a card. So you're playing a 5/3 recruit that draws a card every turn or every other turn. Like, yeah, it's so broken. And here I think he just scoops because there's not. Oh right. Oh yeah, he has Unexpected Party here, but yeah, we barely just have enough, I think, to get 1 more point through. So maybe holding those 1/1s back was actually good, because I had enough. I had just barely enough there to get through with the 1/1. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I just really don't want to stumble here and like give up a game and ruin the 7-0 on this deck. Oh yeah, the other crazy thing was this put me in like shooting distance of Mythic, which I've never gotten before, and man, like, and then I drafted another blue-white deck after and did like 6. I went like 6-3, and that 7th game would have put me into Mythic. I was like Diamond 1 and then 1 more, and I drew 5 lands in a row. Into like a really like easy board state where I would have easily won if I drew like any like creature or interact spell, and I just drew 5 lands in a row through like 2 recruit triggers, and it was like and then I tilted and drafted black again and draw back to Diamond 2, but it's fine, it's whatever. I'm over it. Not really, but anyway, so yeah, so we're able to lead. We drew like the exact best card. We drew the Mirkwood Nurturer there off the recruit trigger, so we instantly put that in the bin. And here's another one where they didn't play a 2-drop on turn 2 and a B on turn 3, so I'm just like, wow, yeah, we probably win this game. I don't see a way we lose this game. I think game 7 was a really good game for this one. I may be mixing that up with another blue-white draft I did. Yeah, I think I am actually, because yeah, this deck is just like, I don't know. I think this is the best deck in the format if you're able to get multiples of Mountain King's Return. So we have 2 Mountain Kings in hand, so I decided to just run it out. Also, he's got 4 power on board, so I don't want to discard the Moment of Glory. I just use it to get Lakeshore to 5 toughness, so I can attack through here. And crucially, it has vigilance, so we can still leave it back as a blocker. We're a little bit pressured because the B is putting us on kind of a reasonable clock, so we're definitely going to be on a beatdown strategy here, and the Master's Councillor is probably not going to get there. And he also follows up with a Dreaded Bat, so at this point I'm like, oh, okay, wow, that kind of sucks. I'm going to have to find removal here. Arguably, I should discard the Master's Councillor, I think, and then Lakeshore into Stone by Sunlight. And this is a place where, like, Stone by Sunlight, I think, kind of sucks, because, like, I would really want to shoot the bee. Like, I mean, like, not on this board state, right? Like, shooting the bat is obviously better, but, like, before the bat comes down, I'm like, oh, this Stone by Sunlight, like, sucks. Like, I'm gonna get hit for 3 every turn, and this removal spell is, like, not drawing me cards, it's just sitting in my hand. So I like, playing more than 2, I think, is a mistake. And I might be wrong about that, but, like, that's just how it's felt. I play a second Mountain King's Return here because I just want to race at this point, since he's got 3 guaranteed in the air, but the rest of his board is pretty weak. And I've got the Mirkwood Nurturer in yard anyway. So I'm able to bounce 1. And here, if we, pop the Golem, we get to come in with everything, because he's only got the one toughness creature, the 1/1 toughness creature. Which he has to block as well, because that would be lethal. And now we've effectively raced, so I think his only outs would be like the sweeper. Oh gosh, what's his name? Starts with a G, but deal 1 to every creature your opponents control as the adventure side. But even then, I think he still loses because we've got 2 4 power things. Who's thinking if he's got outs here? I mean, it's really tough because Mirkwood Nurturer is going to come in for 4 every turn, and the black-red decks don't have a lot that can block that. They don't have anything that can block it, really, except for, like, the Goblin pair can kind of block it, and if they get their Goblin army large enough, they can block it. But everything they've got is 4 power, pretty much. Or 4 toughness, or 3. Usually it's 3 toughness, right? Because the Golem can't block it, and the Wolf can't block it. So here, this is a great hand. Definitely gonna keep this. It's nice to have Lake Town in the opener, so we can play it on turn 1 and just get it out of the way. I really hate playing tap lands, but like this Lake Town makes this hand. Because imagine if this was another Plains, right? Like we'd have to mulligan here. So I think it's nice to have 1, maybe 2 in the deck, but like they're really not good lands, especially in such an aggressive format. So I lead with the Master's Councillors because I want that to eat the crude Bentblade here. Like every black deck, you should just assume is going to turn 3 Bentblade you. So if you don't have a line to deal with that, you're probably going to lose a lot of games. And fortunately, I have the Mirkwood Mountain King's Return combo already in hand, and I was praying that he doesn't have the down to Goblin Town. Here, I'm super happy. Okay, yeah, sure, remove that. That's fine. Because we're on a beatdown plan anyway because we don't have the second Councillors in hand. Like if we draw Councillors there's an argument to go like, okay, reanimate the Councillor, play Lakeshore on turn 4, and just establish that. But into black-green, I think it's harder because they have so much removal and so much good removal. Right, they have Coral, the Troll Negotiations, and then all the black stuff. So, like keeping like 2 guys around for the whole game is going to be really difficult. So we're most likely on just a go wide and then beat down plan. Especially that we have the Mirkwood Nurturer out so early. We're going to be able to trade with most of their early board, and then we just have to save interaction for the later parts of the game. But green also doesn't have, I mean, they have menace through the black stuff, but there's not a whole lot of like goblin army support, which you know gets menace. They don't play as much of the goblin plate mill stuff. It's more just like big dirtily creatures like this bear kind of thing. So making the 1/1s is even better, is my point. They do have Chief Warg, but so they're gonna get a card off of the bear. And Chief Warg's another thing that you can't hit with Stone by Sunlight. Like there's so much stuff that's relevant to hit that's just out of reach. So here I had the option to celebrate the Mountain King, but I'm not that worried about Chief Warg. In fact, I kind of want him to take more damage off of it. He also isn't representing a 4 power thing here, but I'd much rather eat the spider, the big spider, or eat something that Mirkwood Nurturer doesn't trade into. Because you know, if I'm able to just get in for 4 every turn, or force him to block every other turn with Mirkwood, I'm gonna be really happy. So I just gotta keep stuff off the board that's gonna prevent him from effectively walling the Nurturer. And I like not to. I don't want to trade Lakeshore here because we're gonna recruit every turn, and this is gonna be our wall against like whatever kind of small stuff that he's got. And he adds a 4/4 to the board, which is fine. He elects not to attack here, which may or may not be a mistake because he's always gonna trade off the 2/2 for at least a 1/1 here. And it's gonna let him see an extra card, so I don't know. I can see trading the 2/2 for an extra card. I discard the Nurturer here. Arguably I shouldn't have, but like I want to keep these other cards, and I'd rather get the 1/1 off of it since he's got a bit of menace on the board. And I want to keep going as wide as possible so we can find an alpha strike later in the game. And we just trade him with the Mirkwood. And I'll be very happy if he takes any trades here. I don't agree with this. I also think we should have played the land there, but I don't play the land there in case we draw a recruit guy, and I want to keep the card that we recruit, because I definitely don't want to discard the Celebrate the Mountain King. Yeah, I'm not sure what that attack was. I was really confused by that attack. So it was just a Coral follow-up, but I'm kind of happy to get Coral out of his hand. But I don't agree that I don't think I should have played the Mountain King's Return there. I forget what my rationale for that was. Oh, that's right, because I have a second Mirkwood in the yard. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, because I cycled a Mirkwood. That's why. Okay. I didn't catch that when I first saw it. So that's why. It's just to get the second Mirkwood back. I think this 2 Mirkwood, 3 Mountain King's Return is probably the optimal number. I don't think you'd want 4 Mountain King's Returns, because then you're like gonna end up discarding Mountain King's Returns to recruit triggers, and that doesn't feel good. And you don't, and Mirkwood Nurturer doesn't, like, I don't think you want 3. because they don't actually draw you cards. So if you see an opener with like 2 of them, you're gonna be like, oh, this is kind of gross. And see, red black has nothing to block with. Like, you know, they've got probably 3 creatures in their deck that can block a Mirkwood Nurturer. Like, you know, they're 5 cost plus can, but I can easily just swing for 8 damage here. Oh, I replayed the Mountain King's Return. I don't know if that was the best. I also got back the Master's Councillors instead of the Patient Instructor. That seemed a little weird. So he's got Coral for this. I'm pretty happy. I didn't put it on something else because putting it on the Vigilance is better. I think my idea with playing the Mountain King's Return out is I'm like so far ahead on board that I may as well just like push here, but I don't know. I think it opens the game up where he can have a bomb that just blows me out. So I'm not sure that was the best play. I am holding removal, so like the if he does have a bomb, I can just push through it. I think I just take the 5 here, right? Because the other kind of nice thing about playing into him is he's going to ping himself for 1 every turn. Okay, so I don't take the 5. So he's got removal and a 2/2, which he can buff next turn. And at this point, I want to just push damage. That was a fortunate draw. Kind of bailed me out of using my first Mountain King's Return. It's so nice to have 3 in the deck, because you can do stupid things with the first 2 and then you can get bailed out. Or you can do stupid things with the first one and then draw one of the other ones. Arguably, I should have played... oh, well, I already recruited, so... yeah, that's right. So the Lakeshore's as big as it's going to be this turn. I really want him... I'm presenting attacks like this because I really wanted him to double block the Nurturer. So I just run out the return here because we can get the Nurturer back and then bounce the return for the Recruit trigger next turn. And I guess I just wanted to hide that I had it. So he Prowlers himself down to 3 and then attacks down to 2, which is you know, a strategy, I suppose. And he scoops once he sees that the combo's back online. I should have clicked that I was happy that game. These games kind of feel like bullying, honestly. Like, this combo is so strong. This is the first hand where I'm like, ugh, do I really want to keep this? The thing about this hand is, like, yeah, we have 2 bards, and we don't have the 3rd land, but we have 2 removal spells, so this hand is actually pretty reasonable into the black decks, because we have 1 of each white removal spell, so we'll be able to deal with anything. So, and not playing out our 2-drop actually kind of tempos well into Crude Bentblade. The only problem would be if they have the down to Goblin Town line, and then we're kind of we'll lose the Mountain King. But we're on the play, so that's actually kind of hard. That's also why this combo is so good, because Return of the Mountain King dodges Crude Bentblade on the play, and it also dodges down to Goblin Town on the play. I guess dodging Crude Bentblade isn't what but like, I mean, we get the 1/1 to protect our 2-drop. So here we didn't draw the land, so I'm like pretty sad about that. The nice thing about and he has the perfect curve, so this is the god curve, right? For the Black X decks is the Night Howl into Desolation Prowler, but yeah, Stone by Sunlight, pretty efficient way to deal with it. And now he's just got a dorky 1/1. I kind of don't like Night Howl Pursuer. I mean, it's a fantastic card, but you really need that turn 2 Desolation Prowler to make it good. And here I'm like, here I probably should have Magnificent Ended the Howler and just respected that he has, you know, a turn 3 follow-up, and he's also going to have a land to a land here. But I kind of, just because it's my last removal spell in hand, I kind of wanted to save it. But next turn I don't have the mana to cast it. Like, if I had a 2-drop in hand, it would have made more sense to not just run it out there. But I end up taking, like, what was that, like 4 damage there unnecessarily, I think. And also it's Menace versus, like, you know, the obvious turn 3 play there is the Duskwatch Hunter. Because Crude Bentblade there doesn't make that much sense, especially if I removed his creature. So just popping the wolf, I think, would have been a lot better. And he's always going to buff it with the land, so it's going to come in for 4. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's a misplay. But we've turned the corner here. Our board's much better than theirs. And I can take another Night Howl Pursuer attack pretty easily, and then we can kind of turn the corner. Fortunately, he's got removal for our lifelinker, but we're going to be able to get it back. And something people will do is they'll remove, like, something like critical into when you still have the Mountain King's return out. Unfortunately, we have 2 in hand, so we're going to be able to get that Bard back and race efficiently. But yeah, what it does do is it forces us to play Mountain King this turn instead of a 2-drop and hold up removal, which we would have preferred to do. Yeah, so I was like, okay, my 2/2s can get in here, but I'd rather hold it back since he's got so much menace. And I also can't do the 2-drop and then hold removal here, because he's gonna get an attack trigger off for both the Night Howl Pursuers. Since I can't, I have to wait till the Duskwatch Hunter taps. So that is the nice thing about the Stone to Sunlight against the black decks. You can keep their Ferocious offline if they've only got 1. It's just against every other archetype, it's like I think kind of weak, because you've got to wait until early game to use it. I mean, you got to wait until late game to use it. So he's thinking, do I come in or not? He's also stuck on 3 lands, which is, I guess, a thing. You really want to make your 4th land drop in the black-green deck. But yeah, I don't think, like, I kind of hate black-green, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's that good. Unless you have, like, the nuts, the King of the Hunt or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. The wolf that makes more wolves when opponent's creatures die. Unless you have that card specifically, I think it's not that good. And there, I like to just trade off my board to preserve my life total, because, you know, we have our we have so much equity in our hand. If we can just get all of this stuff into play, we're gonna win the game. And we're on a survive plan, and we have Bard too, so we're kind of on like a single buff one thing and get in. Because if we can get like 2 Bard triggers off, we're easily gonna win the game. Because they don't have a way to like go over the top of us, as far as like, you know, making an 8/8 or whatever. They just want to make they just want to go like kind of in the middle, like slightly wide, slightly tall, and just aggro us to death. But I think we've kind of already turned the corner here now that we've got a Mirkwood Nurturer in play. They could have like double removal here. That would set us back pretty far. They fortunately can't cast that black. That was the one thing I was kind of scared of. If they could cast that the King of the Hunt or whatever, I'm butchering the card name. I would like specifically into this board state, that would be pretty devastating because we'd have to double block and they'd get 2 extra wolves. So I like to just take the 4. And I block like that just to push 2 more points of damage into him. And here I've got Return of the Mountain King for the Mirkwood Nurturer, and then I can just Magnificent End the Nighthall Pursuer, and he's gonna have a hard time winning this game from here. Oh, I don't shoot it. Oh, that was incorrect. I should have just shot the Nighthall Pursuer. I think I'm undervaluing that card. Like this was the same one that I should have just removed. Like this card got like, I don't know, 12 points of damage in or something. Like if I just removed it, I'd be at 20. Oh yeah. So my idea here was like, okay, if I Magnificent End the Elven King or this guy, doesn't that blank the buff, and then I can just like trade off it. But yeah, that was I should have just killed it. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Oh, I have 2 extra in hand, so I'm like, do I even really need to bounce it, or is there something better that I can get to this board state? Like, but I think the answer is no. Just Lakeshore and then replay. Because it's so strong that it recruits when it ETBs. Like it's so good. And now we're gonna have 2 Mirkwoods in play behind 2. I mean, this is insane. So we get 2 of the engines online here. And here I just come in for 3, even though it's gonna get blocked, just to gain the 3 life. Because I've got plenty of stuff on board. So I'll survive even 1 removal piece here. So he's got Crude Bentblade, which would probably be the weakest removal that he could have. I also can just survive, you know, a double attack here. And I think even through Crude Bentblade, if he attacks here, if he equips and attacks, I still trade off something, so I'm still way in the lead. He's thinking, do I equip, and which one do I equip? So I'm kind of glad he came like this, because I think if he had put everything into the Nighthall Pursuer, that would have been better, because it wouldn't have actually traded. Like if he made it a 7/7, or if he gave it 7. Oh, would that have worked? Oh, maybe not, actually. Okay. I draw the Eagles Rescue here. But I can't play the, oh, if I draw a land here, then I can play it. Oh, I do draw the land. Okay. Yeah, so I play the Eagles Rescue here because I just want to I want to get the maximum amount of power to swing the life total. It also just presents lethal next turn. Looks like he drew a land. And then I'm like, oh man, what does he have? And then, yeah, nasty little rabbits. I guess that's what he drew. He probably drew the rabbits, because he would have played the rabbits a lot earlier if he had that in hand. And here, I just double block because I can get the Nurturer back. And it doesn't make sense to go to 4 here, in case he's got removal. I'm pretty sure that's what I do. I'm still kind of trying to play around that 4-drop wolf, the flash wolf. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what I put him on. I put him on the Reverend Hell. That's right. Because there was another turn that he set up that looked like he had it. But yeah, so that swings his life total back. And I'm able to just get the second, or recruit again. And this puts the Bard at 7, so next turn's lethal if he doesn't draw removal. And I'm back to 19. Bard is such a good card in this format. It's so good. Yep, so this looks pretty GG. I'm not sure what he drew. Yeah, I guess he's thinking, can I get in for 5 here? An extra 5. Yeah, I think Bilbo... I wonder what the pick order is. Grey Gilded Boat is probably first pick. Then it's probably Bard. Then the uncommon Bilbo. And Bard's Company. And the other big Bard. And then it's like Lakeshore Apothecary. Or no, I think it's Mountain King over all of those. Like, Mountain King is just so good. And then it's those, and then it's the 2-drops. And then Patient Instructor. And then everything else, like the white removal, probably. And then everything else. Like, all the other white cards and blue cards suck. So if your deck is just like 6 Lakeshore Apothecaries, 6 Patient Instructors, and Mountain King's Return, and the other Mirkwood Nurturer, like, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. Alright, well, that was the draft, so yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And if you watched this far, thanks for watching, and yeah, please give us a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Peace.